everybody.
Round of applause for Crystal there.
Good morning. I see my niece from Maryland is on this. Hi, Miriam. How exciting. Yeah, I just posted on my personal Facebook, and you never know who's going to pop up.
Very true.
So I'm super excited today to explore some self-massage. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a voice teacher of almost 30 years, but I do have a very strong passion for holistic voice training, meaning lots and lots of other things that influence your voice that you may or may not realize influence your voice. So massage, stretching, and I do also laryngeal massage. So those of you that were interested in laryngeal massage, we are going to do a little bit of that today as well. Before we dive in, this is going to be a hands-on class. Before we dive in, I do need to say that just like any other exercise program, anytime you undertake something new, you want to be careful. You want to listen very carefully to your body. If you've been told by your doctor that you need to be careful about doing any of the things that I'm going to show you as far as stretching or massage, you need to keep his or her head in your mind as we're going through this, because the massage techniques that I'm going to show you are very, very effective. But if you are not a trained massage therapist and you are not careful and you have pre-existing conditions, you can actually hurt yourself. So proceed with caution is all I'm saying. If in doubt, err on the side of being gentle. And if you think, this may not be a good thing for me, don't do it. Okay? So I have to say that. I know it sounds a little bit scary. It's really not. But I do have to say that just so that everybody knows. Anytime you're undertaking a new exercise program, you should be consulting with your doctor. So anyway, massage. As singers, we are like athletes. Many voice pedagogy, which is voice teacher people, now refer to singers as vocal athletes. We are using many, many, many muscles for many hours a day when we sing. And just like any other sport, we can be prone to muscle soreness, muscle tightness, muscle dysfunction, and even injury. And so what we want, our goal is to keep our body in balance, to keep things flexible, to keep things mobile, to keep things free and easy, so that when you're singing, your voice is not fighting with muscle dysfunction or muscle tightness. It just makes singing easier. So I am going to show you various techniques that you can use for your body. And then, like I said, we'll also do a little bit up in the voice, in the throat as well. Okay. So for singers, we need to address, there's some really key areas that we need to address. And you are welcome, like I said, to do all of this with me. We will perhaps take breaks to wash our hands because we're going to work on our feet first. And I'm going to work on my feet, and then I'm going to walk out of the room and wash my hands, and I recommend that you guys do that too. The reason why we start with the feet is because our feet connect us to the ground, and everything in our body is above the feet. So the feet actually influence everything up the chain. So if you have knee problems, hip problems, back problems, neck problems, shoulder problems, jaw problems, they could be coming from your feet. Now, so we typically don't think of feet as really affecting us as singers, but they really do. Because if your alignment is off, it can show up in the jaw. And the jaw, we know, really affects us as singers. So that's why we're going to start with the feet. All right? And plus, working on your feet just lowers anxiety and stress and gives you some feel-good pheromones. So we're going to start with that. My feet have not been touched in months by a pedicurist. I have troll feet right now, you guys. So just know. But I love you that much. I'm going to show you my troll feet. It's bad. And my 14-year-old could do my toes, but she's too busy making TikToks. And I don't have enough time to do my own toes. All right, here we go. So I'm going to do this so y'all can see my troll feet. Here they are. So you're going to take one foot. You're going to, you can cross at the knee, or if it's, however you bend to make it comfortable. And I'm going to wipe the dirt off of my foot before I start, because I forgot to sweep my studio this week. So take your fist and you're going to just massage in the instep. If this is tender and sore, this means you really need to do this. So I'm just massaging in there with my knuckles. You could also use these knuckles, whatever is going to be better for you. You could even use like your thumb knuckle, okay? Then I want you to take your foot with two hands and you're gonna wring it like you're wringing out a towel. And I'm walking my way down towards my toes, and then I'm going back towards my ankle. It's very strange to do this while I'm watching myself on the screen. And then I want you to, now you're gonna, it's like you're milking it. You're gonna squeeze, 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 squeeze all the way out to the toes, and then all the way back. And now take your foot and we're gonna do little ankle rolls. One direction, other direction. And then you're gonna play this little piggy, but not really. You're gonna take each toe and you're gonna twist it and you're gonna pull it. Just little twists, little pulls. This just stimulates the foot and wakes it up. Okay, so now put both feet on the ground wherever you are. And I want you to just take a second to tune in with your awareness to your feet. You've worked on one foot, you haven't worked on the other foot. And I'm hopeful that maybe you can feel a difference in the foot that you just worked on. My foot feels a little bit warm, a little bit tingly, a little bit mushier, and really smarter and more awake. These are all good things because when I stand up, I'm going to have a better sense of balance and awareness of where I am in space, which is going to create a little more calm with my nervous system so that it's not so, oh gosh, what's going on? So that's the point of the feet. Let's do the other foot. Cleaning it off. Then we're going to take the fist and we're going to massage. And then we're going to wring the towel. If you have other type of foot massage techniques that you like to use, anything is good. These are just, and then squeeze. These are just some simple ones that get some stimulation to the foot in lots of different ways. And then twist and pull. For those of you that don't know me, I also, in addition to, I have a certification in, so now both feet on the floor. I have a certification in breathing coordination. I also have been, am I trained laryngeal manipulation, myofascial release, and I am also a trained massage therapist. So I am not just making stuff up. This is stuff that I went to school for, and I'm looking at all of these training programs through the lens of a singer and a voice teacher. So I've handpicked the things that I think are going to affect us as singers the most positively. So now my hands are really gross. So I'm going to walk out of the room and wash my hands. I recommend that everybody else do something similar. And we'll be back in 30 seconds. I'm back. Miriam's back. Okay, so we're gonna move on. We're gonna kind of work our way up the chain. The knees are really important, but I'm not gonna give you any kind of massage for knees today. That's more of an alignment issue. Just know that if you're having knee problems, you might wanna look at your alignment. And that may relieve some of that. But we are going to look at the hips. And the reason why we're going to look at the hips is because there's this muscle called your psoas. I'm going to actually, can I screen share? I'm going to screen share.
Sorry, let me just fix that. You will be able to, in a second, I think you should be able to now.
Okay. I have to find the one that I want to screen share.
Okay.
I was just doing this in a lesson yesterday. I have these posters in my studio that I usually, oh my gosh, group chat, you guys. Let me see. I figured out how to do not disturb. I just haven't done it on this device, but now we are do not disturb. So I have all these posters in my studio, and so I've started, because I'm teaching online, of course. And how do I share?
It should be at the bottom.
There we go. There it is. So I figured that if I figured out yesterday, or well, I figured out a little while ago, but if I just take pictures of whatever it is on my wall I want to show people, then I can share my screen. So this is, can you guys all see a human, half of a human body? Yeah, okay, awesome. So this is your femur down here. I love to draw on things. It's super fun for me. So this is your femur right here. And then there's this muscle called your psoas. It's actually two muscles, iliopsoas. And it goes like this. There's one, oops. There's two, and then you have it on both sides. So it is, it originates down here by the femur, and it goes all the way up to your spine. It connects up here at your spine. Now, why is this important to us for singers? This crazy complex of things is the back of your diaphragm. So the psoas muscle comes up and it interacts with the diaphragm. So if you are having breathing problems, you need to look at your hips. This is something that I learned from, his name's Doc Dossman. He's a sports med and chiro, and he's worked with a lot of Olympians. And he is the one that pointed out to me that if you look at the way this little thing happens right here, the diaphragm is actually wrapping around the psoas. And what we believe happens when things are functioning as they should is that the diaphragm, this is the diaphragm wrapped around the psoas, it can actually slide on the muscle, which is going to really increase your ability to breathe effectively and efficiently, which is what we want. Okay, so it's kind of hard to massage your own butt. But there are some tools that you can use, and I don't know if I put it in the description or not, but balls are like, it's your best friend. So if you guys got that memo, you want to break out some balls right now, and I'm going to grab mine. I have a lot of balls, and we're going to talk through balls really, really fast. This is a squishy ball. Hey, Leslie's got her balls. I love it. This is a squishy ball. You can buy, I got this on Amazon. I got them like 12 for something because I like to use these in my classes. But there's, I think it's a Miracle Ball that you can get, but it's squishy. Some people's bodies do better with squishy balls. If your body's very reactive and super, super tight, you might want to do a squishy ball, okay? Then we have good old-fashioned tennis ball, and I found 2 tennis balls that my dog has not kidnapped. So tennis balls are good. That's your good multi-purpose. Then we have, for people that are really hardcore and really kind of enjoy pain, you have lacrosse balls. And then I have a little mini version of this. It's called a trigger point. And I had to look really hard to find these. Oh, my little blind dog is in here. She's special needs. She's blind and deaf, and she spends her whole life trying to find me. This is Coco. She's 13, and she stinks really bad, but we love her anyway. And she's not quite sure what's happening right now, as you can see. So if I don't let her in, she scratches at the door. Now, we also have a golf ball. And I'm not going to use a golf ball on your butt, but I do use this in other areas, and I'm going to show you if you don't have a golf ball, it might be worth buying a 3-pack. You know, I think that Amazon can probably ship them. So I'm going to use a lacrosse ball for my hips, but a lot of people recommend softer, squishier balls. That's my dog. If you guys hear her, she's all like, what's going on? She's trying to find the tennis balls is what she's doing. I'm going to use this. I'm going to leave it up to you to decide whether you think you need a squishy ball or a hard ball. Okay. But just know I'm gonna use a lacrosse ball because I'm old school like that. And I'm gonna go over to my wall, my beautiful white wall, and show you how to use this ball. You can use it on the wall. You can also use it lying down on the ground if you'd like. And what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna start in the back. You have a lot of muscles underneath your glute that are your rotator muscles, and from sitting all day, because we're all sitting more than we should, these muscles get a little bit snarky. This muscle in the front, the psoas, really gets upset from sitting all day. I'm going to stop sharing so you guys can see me in my wrinkly t-shirt. My 14-year-old tried to help me with my laundry. It was awesome. I appreciate it so much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start in the back, and I'm going to pick a spot, and I'm going to put the ball there, and then I'm going to come and lean against the wall. So if anybody has their balls and they want to join me, I welcome you joining me in the pain. And I'm literally just trying to rest into the wall against the ball, and it hurts like a son of a gun. And it would hurt probably just about anywhere I put this ball right now, because I've been sitting way too much. We're gonna spend a couple minutes here. So if you guys have balls and you wanna join me, feel free. You can also, because the pain is starting to subside a little bit, and I don't know if you can see, I'm kind of waggling my knee a little bit to get a little range of motion and to get into the muscle a little bit differently. Oh boy, it's sore.
I went to get my balls and I didn't hear where you have placed the ball. Okay, thank you.
Anywhere in the back, and if it doesn't hurt, you're not in the right spot. So you just move it around. Literally everywhere I put it hurts me right now because I've been sitting, teaching. My daughters have a mask making business, and I've been helping them sew. So when I'm not teaching, I'm sewing. So my whole life is in a chair right now. It's really not good. And you can literally work your way through the whole back area. We could spend the entire class just doing this, but that's going to be really boring for those of you that don't have balls. So you can also work your way around to the front. I'm going to show you on my skeleton. I took his skull off just for the occasion. So I'm going to show you some stuff on that later. But anything around the little knobby, it's called the greater trochanter, anywhere around there is going to be helpful. Even here into the front. I don't recommend going too far in towards the groin because of the large arteries. You don't want to be compressing your arteries. But you can do this. I'm going to do that right now. Now you guys are going to get a weird like back side view. But I do that. I prefer to do this against the wall so that I can control the amount of pressure and weight I put into it as opposed to the floor. Plus, if I lay down on the floor, the dog crawls on me and my floor's dirty. So I'm leaning like this against the wall. I know it's kind of awkward, and I wish that I was better with camera angles, but I am not a film person. And literally everywhere that I'm putting this ball, it's sore. Because I am just that tight right now. Yes, Coco, I love you. You found me. Yes, you're so sweet. Do you want my ball? Is that why you're here? She's on a mission to find a lap. That's just what she does all day. She just wants to find me and sit next to me and be held. That's very sweet. So I don't know how many people were able to do some of this with me. I see a few people. I also can't see it all. So, but those of you that are doing it with me, hopefully you feel a difference on the leg that you've been working on. So we'll spend a little bit of time on the other side. We obviously want to work to be even. Coco, you're so silly. You happy now? Guys, this is my life. Just dealing with my blind deaf dog. This happened right before, she went blind right before everything locked down. So it's kind of good that I'm here while she adjusts. Well, I'm here more than I'm normally here. I'm usually all over the place. So I'm just moving it around. Gretchen, I saw something come up in the chat. I just saw a pop-up. I don't know if it's something I need to answer. If anybody has any questions or feedback or anything. I hear somebody. Somebody's got a
Oh my
baby.
gosh, I was on mute that whole time. I was like, why isn't she answering me?
Oh, that's right. I heard somebody was unmuted, but
Yeah.
it's all your
No, yeah. Beverly says my dog is Coco too, and she went to get one of my balls when you told her you're Coco to get the ball. Mine looks like yours, is what
That's
she
awesome.
Let me fix it.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
So we're going to spend maybe one more minute working just so that we're even, those of us that have balls. I don't do a lot of rolling. I mainly just lay on it, like press against it and let the body weight do the work to release the muscle. And then I might waggle the body part just a little bit. You can roll if you're into that kind of thing. Rolling just hurts me. It just is really, really painful, and I don't know that it really releases everything. I know it's really good for breaking up adhesions and scar tissue, but this is a little more, what we're doing today is a little more targeted on just getting muscles to release. And for that, I think just kind of, body weight on the ball works effectively for that. Ooh, my hips feel so loose now. Now you can, I'm not going to lie down and show you this, but you can place the ball anywhere along here, and then you lie on it. So, oh, I do have my table, because I might lie down and show you one thing at the end. One of my 5 massage tables, because I have a problem. I want a massage table everywhere I go. I don't want to carry them. So I literally own like 5. So I would put this, because I'm trying to visualize, okay, where's my psoas, and it's coming up over here, but I don't necessarily want to get right on the groin muscles. So on the inside of my hip bone, and then I just lie on it. And this isn't super effective right now because I'm not really lying all the way down. But, and I would probably actually use a bigger ball for this. Let me show you this new thing that I got that I'm so excited about. It's called Magic Spine. Product placement. I'm not, I just bought one because I'm like, this is really cool. And it vibrates. So, and it has different speeds. What? So I haven't tried this yet, but I'm really excited about the idea of laying on this. Oh yes, this is exactly what my life needs right now. It's pretty magical. I know that the Hypervolt company, Hyperice, I know that they have a little ball like this. This one I got from Craft Gun that I waited 5 months to get. I bought it on Black Friday and it just came this week. And it's amazing. This is my, I'm telling you guys, I have a problem. This is my Hypervolt. I also recommend this, but I just got the Craft Gun. Again, because I didn't want to carry it all the places. I was gonna leave this at UCI and have this at home. But now I can't go to UCI and I can't use this on my students even if I wanted to. So now I can work on myself with 2 devices at once if I want to. Okay, so this ball, this magic ball that I got from Craft Gun, but you can also get it from just about any of the other places. Oh, it looks like, Leslie, is that a squishy ball? Is it squishy? Can we unmute her? Oh, it's hard. Can we unmute Leslie?
Hi, am I talking?
Yeah.
Okay. This is a Therapy Ball Plus, and it's it's kind of like, it's like medium squish. So it has a little bit, it's kind of lacrosse-ish. I think it's has a little softer layer than lacrosse, but it's, anyway, I've got, like I find that this is a little harder, and I used to have not as hard as, I would say these are similar in hardness, but this has a little layer
of squish.
Yeah, a little
The
layer.
therapy ball. So it's kind of similar to the tennis ball, but with an extra layer of ooey goodness.
Yes.
That sounds magical. I don't have one of those, but I think I might have to buy one now.
They came, what was it? Yeah, the yoga tune-up therapy balls, and they come in a couple of sizes. So these ones are littler, and then this is like the bigger ones. I don't know.
Yeah, those of you, like if it really hurts like crazy when you're on the lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, the extra layer of squishiness is friendlier, and it's all about your nervous system. Like if you can't relax into what you're doing, then it's not going to be effective.
Right.
So thank you, Leslie. I think somebody was asking where exactly can we get those?
This lady did I just met somebody who was doing a yoga specialty class on it, but I think they're called, here, I think you see, I'll type it in the chat. It's called Therapy Ball Plus is the name of the company, or Yoga Tune-Up Ball. I'll just type all this in the chat.
Great, thank you. Okay guys, we're gonna move on. I'm gonna show you, actually while I'm doing this, I'm gonna show you, this is the other thing I'm super excited about doing. One of the areas that most singers have excessive tension is the solar plexus area, which is this. I affectionately call it the Bermuda Triangle, right here. This area right here at the top front apex of where your rib cage joins in the front. We tend to get very, very tight in there. If you get in there and you press with your fingers and it feels yucky or gross or tight or sore, it means that you have some stuff going on in there. Also, funny enough, if I go back to sharing my screen, so if we're counting ribs, the solar plexus happens to be right about here, if I was drawing my rib cage. So this is your Bermuda Triangle right here. And if you look, it's directly in front of all this nonsense right there, where the psoas and the diaphragm interact with each other. So, and I do not believe that it's a coincidence that we have issues in the front where there's so much traffic in the back. I think that we are front and back of the same coin. So what I recommend is those of you that have, you're probably going to want a bigger ball for this. The squishy ball might be really good. If you have a medicine ball, I do this with a medicine ball and it hurts like crazy, but it's so effective. But I'm most excited about using this, and you lay on it. So you would put it right here and you lay on it. Now you do have like your aorta and your the great veins coming from the heart are against your spine back here. So if you are laying on it and you feel a pulse, that's okay. If you're feeling a pulse and then weird tingling in your feet, and then maybe you might be actually putting a little too much pressure directly on one of the great veins. I've never had that happen to myself or any of my students, but I just want to let you know that is where your great veins are. So if you have circulation issues, if you know that you have, like you're at risk for, I don't know, a dissecting aneurysm or something, you probably don't want to do this at this point, okay? But if you know that you have zero risk factors or very, very low risk factors, then you can do this. And like I said, I've never, ever had a problem with it, nor have any of my students. And you just do this, and you lay on it. Oh, and it hurts. But then you spend about 2 or 3 minutes here, just breathing into it and trying to get those abs to release. And it changes everything. Every time I breathe, it hurts because this is really tight on me right now. Funny enough, while I'm laying here on this, those of you that experience back pain right here, a lot of times it's coming from here. It's coming from the that whole area. So once you really, and I've been dealing with a lot of back pain there this week. It usually is not this painful for me when I lay on it. And I don't have the vibration thing on, but as it's letting go, the pain is subsiding and my back is feeling better. It's all connected. Oh, okay, that's enough of that. And now it's squishier. And I have thread on my shirt. Fantastic. Those of you that know me know that I'm real. This is just the way I roll. And Coco's just literally following me around the room going right now, just trying to get in my lap. See, she's right here. She's like, hey guys, what you doing? What's going on? Okay, golf ball, that's what we're gonna do next. We're working our way up the chain. So the chest and the pecs, they're really, really important for singers, and they tend to get really tight and overactive, especially underneath the collarbone and out into the armpit. So I'm going to show you something you can do with a golf ball and then also with your hand. Somebody's asking, is there any way to loosen? Oh, that's private. Okay. I will look in a moment. I need a throat lozenge. Hold on. Okay, so if you don't have a golf ball, you can also use your fist and your knuckles, but I like the golf ball. And what I do with the golf ball is I roll it. So I'm taking it's like this with the heel of my hand. And Leslie, are you using a golf ball, or she's using her therapy ball? She's using another ball, a small ball, like that. This is my lacrosse ball. This is my golf ball. Hers is a little bit smaller. Oh, it's somewhere in between. Yeah. So hers is somewhere in between the golf ball size. I like the golf ball because it has little nubbies on it, and it's nice and hard. And you can control the pressure with your hand. But you can also just take your knuckles and go back and forth. I like to think that I'm trying to get between my ribs. You know, you have ribs here. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do, right? So I'm thinking that I'm rolling back and forth between the ribs right here. Okay. The other thing that's super effective is something called tapping. Those of you that know what tapping is, I'm going to do that in a second. But I want to make sure that I'm even on both sides. And you can do this with the ball, or you can do it with your knuckles. It's literally just this. I'm just beating my chest a little bit. And I'm going around on the ribs. Trying to get up underneath the collarbone. I didn't do the golf ball under the collarbone, and it really needs that. Ooh, I feel this in the back. It's good. Oh, I love that we're having. I figured out how to open up the chat. I forgot that I can do that. Yes, Julie, golf ball size rubber ball with little nibs called rubs. I like it. I like it. I also have this. Where is it? It's over here. It looks like a torture device. The best place to find this kind of stuff really cheap is like TJ Maxx or Ross. I got these there for like $4, and they look like torture devices. They're really pokey, but it feels so good. You just don't use as much pressure, and it stimulates more of the sensors in the fascia and the skin. And I love to do this for my feet. Like I put my feet on it and I roll my foot like that, and it's so awesome. Okay, so then I'm going to show you for your armpit. This is pec right here. This hanging flap in your armpit is your pec. So you can make a little lobster claw, and then you pinch it, and you can massage with your thumb. Be careful, because if you do this too vigorously, you can actually irritate your thumb tendons, and we don't want to do that. But you can just grab and pull, and you want to be thinking this way, out and away from you. You can also, with the ball against the wall, you can do this. if this is hard for your hand, that's something that I often will have people do. We'll go over to the wall and show you real fast. So you can do this, or imagine the wall is this way. I'm going to go like that, but now I'm going to turn around. Oh, oh. When things hurt, it makes me want to sing. But it's usually just weird improv sounds. Oh man, yeah, this is what my body needs right now. It's all the sewing. My shoulders are not happy. Oof. So I'm basically doing the same thing that I did on my hips, but now I'm doing it in this whole area here on the shoulder and the chest. Oh. Everybody take a deep breath and see if it feels different to breathe. Gretchen says, it feels good. I can read lips. It feels easier, doesn't it? Yes. Okay, awesome. Now, we only have a couple minutes left. I'm going to show you a few things. Yeah, the Bermuda Triangle. The more you do that, the easier you're going to breathe, I tell you right now. Okay, so I'm going to show you a couple quick and easy things just because we're short on time. Let's go to the jaw. So we're going to start by literally just hugging and compressing the jaw. So it's a little squeeze in and then a tiny little downward traction. Oh, hi, Amber. I love you too. So I'm in and down and I'm trying to ask my jaw if it will just chill out. My tongue is fat and heavy and lazy in my lower jaw and forward like that. And I'm trying to get that jaw to just let go. You can hold this for 2, 3, 4 minutes. The longer that you do it, the deeper the release will be. You do not have to squeeze super hard. It's really just taking, okay, Chad, that's hilarious. It's taking the, how do I put it? The obligation away from the muscle. Because the muscles in our jaw that get tight, yes, this will help TMJ. The muscles in our jaw that get tight are our closing muscles, and they feel like they always have to work. So if you do this, it just kind of relieves them from their obligation. And then I'm going to show you something else. We're going to do this for a few more seconds. For those of you that did not see what Chad said, a firm, not yet ripe onion. That's brilliant. You could also use a potato. In a pinch, you could do an apple, but then it might be too bruised to eat. A soup can, a vitamin bottle. These are all the things I've improvised with my students over the last few weeks. Zinc tubs or zinc caps, right? And you could do anything like that. Anything that can roll and is firm. We got to be creative, people. Okay, so now the closing muscles are the ones that are like this. They are stronger than your opening muscles. So what we want to do is we want to activate your opening muscles and get them to feel a little bit looser. Leslie, I'm sorry that you broke your collarbone, but yes, scar tissue. Yeah, and it affects your voice. Like 100%. It creeps everywhere. Okay, so for this one, you can either, it's like a little princess face, or I just do a fist underneath my jaw, and I'm just gently pressing up into my jaw, and then you're going to open your jaw, and it's not about how hard you do it. It's just that we're trying to get those muscles, those opening muscles to wake up. So you open and you hold for 7. And release for 3. And we're going to repeat that. And release for 3. And release for 3. One more time. and release. And you should feel like something in there is activated that's different now. And you may feel like it's a little easier to open your mouth. Cool? All right, moving on. We're going to look at the posture muscles on the inside of the neck. Posture muscles are right here. And so to do this, you're going to lace your hands. You're going to put them behind your head, right at the base of your skull. And I'm going to go sideways so you can see. And I'm just going to do one hand. Just imagine both hands will be here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to push forward with my hands and push up and back with my head at the same time. And you see my chin is level to the ground, and I'm feeling a little stretch in the back of my neck, and I feel like my jaw is going at a diagonal. So again, press and hold for 7. And release for 3. And repeat. And release. And one more time. You want to make sure your chin is staying level to the ground or even slightly tucked, and you should feel a nice little stretch and lengthening in the back of the neck. And release. This reminds you that your head should be on top of your body and not in front. Okay. Last little thing that I'm going to show you. We're going to get in here just a little bit, okay? And I may need to, no, I think I'm just going to do it this way. Be very gentle. Use the type of pressure you would use if you were checking to see if a peach is ripe. So it's not, right? You suspect the peach is ripe. You suspect the peach may be too ripe. So if you think about that, it's gentle, gentle pressure. This is not, how's this potato feel? Or how's this apple feel? It's more, this peach I think is ripe. How ripe is it? Yeah, squishy, 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 okay? So you're gonna take your hand, and if you feel here in the front, this is your windpipe, and then it thickens up right about here, that's your larynx. And then you're gonna put your fingers on either side and really gently and slowly wiggle it back and forth. The whole pipe is flexible. You might feel some clicking and popping. That is normal. It often means that there's some tension in there. If it doesn't move at all, it means you have quite a bit of tension that needs to be addressed. Oh, look, I have a termite in my house. Lucky me. It's that time of year. I just got a notification from the bug man that they're gonna come. Okay, now I'm gonna put some hand sanitizer on. Okay. So now I want you to work your way all the way up to where the neck joins the head, and you're gonna start to do the same thing, but now you're moving forward. And this is the hyoid bone right here, and then as you move forward, that's actually the tongue. So you can wiggle your way all the way forward. This is just range of motion. I don't know if you can see. I have like land mass in there. See, that whole thing moved over. And now it's over there. It should feel soft and squishy. If it doesn't, and my tongue's a little hard right now, you can take your thumb and you can do like what we were doing with the balls. You just kind of press in and hold. I don't recommend doing this pressure therapy down in your throats. I'm up in my tongue. I want to make sure everybody's clear about that. And then I'll drag it forward. So kind of going like that. Press and hold. And again, just like we did in the hip, you can work your way all the way around. If you have just a little thumb in there, that's a little bit of real estate you can work with. I can't believe how fast this class went. I feel like I barely showed you anything.
Right? No, you showed us so much. But it goes by in a blink of an eye, for
Like
real.
blink of an eye. I need the other side of my tongue. Otherwise, I'm going to feel like I had some sort of an episode during the day. It's not going to be good. Let your body be your guide as to how deep you press in. If it's sore, yet that's probably a muscle that has a little bit of dysfunction or is being overworked. Oh, hi, Linda. So many people I know and love here. I love it. Julie was my piano teacher when I was 17. I think out of everybody that's here, she's known me the longest. I'm not 17 anymore. Okay, you guys. Hopefully your body feels a little bit more free and loose. What I would love is for everybody to go sing now and see if it feels different. See if it takes less time to warm up. See if it feels like maybe some of those runs that are a little bit harder for you, if they feel a little bit easier. That's what I would love for you to take away from this class. If you warm up your body physically, if you keep it flexible and mobile, singing is easier. It is easier and better. And if anybody is interested, I'm teaching. So if you have any questions, if you want to follow up, if you're looking to start taking lessons, even online, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Like Gretchen said, you know, follow me on social media. I don't post very often. I'm sporadic and often nonsensical and sometimes helpful and often disappear for months at a time. Yes. I am not a marketing genius.
But yeah, you're a Crystal Voice Studio, right?
Crystal Voice Studio, yes, on
Okay.
Instagram and Facebook, and I do have a Twitter account, but all I ever do is repost from Instagram to Twitter because I'm not sure how to do anything else.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much, Crystal. This was seriously so amazing. Like, I got so much out of that. Everybody, round of applause for Crystal Barron. Woo!